I've never been able to stop drawing though. And drawing, I mean, I've even got like a blister on my hand from just drawing too much and having too much friction on my finger. I always have a sketchbook on me. I have a sketchbook, and whenever I'm bored, I pull out that sketchbook and I draw. And not only is my sketchbook not just illustrations, it's pieces of writing. Sometimes my sketches are really detailed, sometimes they're super cartoony, sometimes they're super rough, sometimes they're cities, sometimes they're full pages, and sometimes they're small. I never know what I'm gonna draw, which is why I can't tell you the illustration or whatever, unless I'm doing a commission piece and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do an illustration of John Lennon, I'm gonna do an illustration of Bob Marley. Most of the time, I just start off with a shape, and I build that shape, and according to my mood, am I feeling like really rough and I can't be bothered, so I'm gonna sketch it super quick, or am I feeling like I want it to be really detailed? If I'm doing mandalas and stuff, I'll start off with a specific type it's also the type of pen that I use. If I pick up a ballpoint pen, it's more likely to be really freehand and rough because I can move faster. If I pick up a uni pen, an ink pen, it's more likely to be very precise and very detailed and very line-based, you know? So, and if I'm picking up a pencil, I'll probably spend a lot more time shading and trying to, you know, really get contrast. So the kind of pen or the tool I have really dictates the art form I'll take, but in terms of the composition of what will come onto the page, I have no idea. I've kept all my illustrations under wraps. Everyone that's seen my entire social media presence has been me taking photos of sketches I've done, and at an angle in a way that you can't print it onto a shirt. So I never took it done, and never in good enough quality that you could then, you know, image trace it onto Illustrator. So no, in that way, the world hasn't seen it. If I were, even my famous faces collection, which I say is my most successful collection, it's quite sad to me because I don't think it's my most creative. I think it looks beautiful. I think it's really cool how I can interpret a person's face and render it with specific lines, but I think people just really like familiarity. So instead of loving my illustrations for how random and my more weird things, people really like the way I do celebrities they like, and they love the because they like, I don't know, it's like they can imagine it on a poster in their house, you know, it looks cooler. Whereas if you're gonna look at like more of my random, you know, fun things, people aren't drawn to it as much. So yeah, my famous faces collection, I mean, I've been approached by loads of like clothing companies saying, oh, you know, we want you to be our head illustrator and rah rah rah, and like you will earn a certain percentage of sales. It's gotten to a point that I'm just like, no, like I don't even do that. Like if you're gonna pay me, you'll pay me upfront and I will earn sales. And until you pay me the upfront fees, I'm not even gonna consider doing it for you. All of those famous faces were actually all just people that influence my music, or influence me, yeah, musically actually. Yeah, I just don't have a style. It changes very, very dramatically according to the mood I'm in. And these are kind of like the finished artworks I have. Here now it's floated like cities of just vector arts, of just randomness. So this is a mood where I just kind of don't want to draw a single piece and I just kind of want to freestyle. I mean, I've also got Awakening, which I drew this in one of my architecture lectures. I was just really bored and this was like the notes I was using to write. I don't really know what it is, to be honest, but a lot of people liked it. So I don't know why, but it's really just random stuff. This is actually my friend. So my friend, the guy I was in a rap group, he drew this guy originally, this character. And I looked at his character and I was like, I want to reinterpret that. So I basically redrew it again in my own style, which is what I do. I love looking at like other people's drawings in my own, other people's drawings, and then basically trying to mimic it. This is a drawing I call the hip hop ice cream truck. You're not going to be able to see it very clearly, but this is basically Public Enemy, who probably founded hip hop, and you've got all the people lining up to get ice cream from them. So you've got Tupac, Biggie, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Eminem. Is that Cool Herc? Who they these foods? Yeah, so you've got Flavor Flav, Chuck D, and DJ Lord from Public Enemy. Oh, so the Public Enemy. Yeah. That's the thing, yeah. Yeah. Then you've got Tupac, Biggie, Snoop, Dre, and Eminem. With this one, my housemate was cooking 2-minute noodles. Yeah, so my housemate was cooking 2-minute noodles, and I was just drawing him, and then I was just drawing like around him, and he's like, mate, if you're gonna draw me, yeah, you better draw me as a weed plant, because he was a dealer at the time. So I was like, yeah, so that's pretty much him. This is like a monkey. I really take a lot from Indian kind of culture, and like Krishna and depictions. Like I love Indian religious art. It's probably one of the most beautiful in the world. So I really kind of reinterpret it in my own way with my own characters, and really take a lot of the symbolism from it. I've actually drawn a range of these. This one I drew actually when I was like 18. It's just a face on a hill. I don't know why I drew it like that, but I did. It's another one that's kind of gone, like lots of people like. Obviously, you have the other one of the floating city, which you've obviously already seen. Yeah, these are just weird characters I was drawing in my first year of uni. I just sometimes like to just draw characters and tell stories behind these characters. This is a girl, she's just got a liger that she walks around with a katana samurai sword. This is a guy that's like, he's in the deal with the Grim Reaper, obviously. These are all my friends at uni. So in my first year, I drew all of us. So you've got me in the middle there, you've got my best friend Ken, and you've got all of us. And we did everything together. We went to clubs, we went to movies, we did everything. I can draw from my mind. If you were right now to ask me, yo, draw this, yeah, you would laugh at how bad it was, because I'm so bad. I did architecture, which is why this is so ironic, but I just can't draw perspective or distance, and I can't draw it correctly. I can't draw landscape. Yeah, landscape is something I really struggle with. Also real things. Like I can genuinely, I don't know, I very seldom, if I'm gonna draw it in real life, I will try and make it look a bit surreal, like a bit more of a cartoon. I did the Geordie Shore Johnny Bravo, because you know Johnny Bravo wouldn't have a yell, he just looked like a Geordie Shore person with his V-neck. I was kind of in Newcastle, and I got fed up of how all of these guys look all the same. So I was like, I'm gonna draw Johnny Bravo looking like them. I generally don't draw from reality. I genuinely draw from my head, and if I draw from my head, I just go with the vibe. I never know what I'm gonna draw, I just go with it, and I just kind of pull together pieces on from that.